And now, straight from the Law-Abiding Biker Media Studio,
out of sunny Yakima, Washington,
we bring you another episode of the
#1 listen to motorcycle podcast.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. That is right. You've tuned into the podcast for the Motorcycle Majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
That's right.
Attaboy.
Right from Jake Justice. That's right, guys. All of us, that includes you, we are in charge and large and in charge of the motorcycle scene. That's right, guys. It is a biker revolution, and you're part of it. Do you have a question, anybody, for these guys that are listening? Do you have a question?
I do too. Go ahead, ask it.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Bikeaholics?
Yeah. Are you ready to mount up or what?
That's right.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let us take you on another wild-ass ride. All right, guys, that's right. Ryan Erlacher here, of course, your host of the Law-Abiding Biker podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
That's right, the man, the myth, the legend, Chewy.
I am here.
What up, buddy?
Oh, not a whole bunch.
And we finally have a tune for the one, the only Jake Justice.
And I'm liking this tune. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a badass entry for him.
Every once in a while,
I do like it.
Us law-abiding guys would like to think of breaking the law, but
that's right. We do call him Justice.
Yes, Justice.
Jake Justice, and that is his new intro song whenever I want to get his attention.
When you hear that, you better pipe up there, buddy.
He's over there with his rock hands up. He's shaking his head.
Head banging. Hat's falling off his head. He's a big mess over there.
Love it, dude. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Law-Abiding Biker podcast. Ramping things up as usual, guys. Coming at you with an assload of content. We got free videos all over the place. We got weekly podcasts coming. We got articles. Of course, we have a few for sale videos, and 95% of our content is free, but with the help of those free, those for purchase videos, and you guys loving them so much, we do, it does help pay for all the hours spent and all the fees that we have to pay for servers and all kinds of stuff to get this stuff out to you guys. So thank you.
So all of you know, we love all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love the law-abiding biker community.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
We super love our patrons. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. That's right. You can support us for less than the cost of a coffee per month. Get in the private Facebook group, all that kind of stuff, guys. It's awesome over there. So I just want to start off real quick because it came to my attention. Things that piss me off. I've done it before on the podcast, but this one pisses me off. Here it is. And I'll see what you guys think.
Okay.
I'll see what you think.
All right.
Why is it? Okay, I have a wife and 2 little girls, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a huge house, but we're comfortable. I'm not complaining. Okay? I don't really... Okay, I have part of this room for the studio, but, whatever. But I really, because I'm surrounded by 3 females...
Oh, yeah. I hear
I don't have... They take up the whole damn house, Chewy.
Yes.
The whole damn house.
Yeah.
They got their shit everywhere. They got their bedrooms, the whole... Okay, I don't have any place. Where's the one place that I can try to call so I can keep my balls and feel like a man is my damn garage.
Yeah, even there I'm having issues.
Thank you. And that's what pisses me off, Jake. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it because you just said it for me, dude. Really good. See, he's on the ball. Okay. Then why is it that that's my only place and I keep it organized and we do our films in there and I try to keep the damn shelves clear because shelves don't do any good if I get it. Some have to be full, but okay. So I work so hard and here's what pisses me off. And I love my wife and if none of you out there, that's right. Don't even think about emailing my wife this episode.
You better stop that.
Don't stop.
Do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Mail it to Chewy's wife. But anyways, so I think you guys get what I'm getting at. So here's the dilemma. It's happened for years. We've been married for 20 years. I'll have it so good. And then something if somebody doesn't know what to do with something, it goes in the garage.
Yes.
And then it goes on the floor. And then it goes on one of my damn shelves. And then I try to have this discussion. The shop is not a dumping ground. And my argument is, I don't come in your house and dump a set of tools because I don't know what the frick to do with them.
Yep.
Then why is it any different that you would come in my garage and dump your stuff because you don't know what to do with it? Dude, can I just have the damn garage, Chewy? It's driving me nuts.
Amen, brother. I hear you.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me, jump on board because I'm getting red face. My veins are popping out.
Happens at my place. I mean, I have that garage spick and span clean. I have 3 bikes in the garage right now, and I have it set up orderly. I built some shelves in there.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Pretty soon, the next thing I know, I'm at work. I come home. Someone's gonna have a yard sale.
Oh, didn't tell you about it.
So they go through the house.
Did I tell you what happened when I got there today?
No.
Continue.
Hold that. I do want to know this.
But I go out there, and everything is stacked up against even the bikes. It's stacked up to the bikes, and I'm like,
oh no.
So I do not want to be. I do not want to be that ass, because. But I'm like,
a happy wife is a happy life.
Give me a break. Are you kidding me?
Have you had this discussion with her too? And they don't quite get it.
I'm like, please.
And I know we have female listeners. We love our female officers. This could be the opposite. It could
I'm sure it happens in every household, but
you've had this discussion with her and she doesn't,
Yes.
and they don't quite see it that way.
No, but I'm glad to hear it happens to
Thank
more
you.
people than
It
just
makes
me.
me think that I'm not weird.
Pisses me off, Chewy.
I will spin,
Pisses me off.
spin around, do circles. I mean, it just gets me angry, but at least I know that now it happens in more households than just mine. So
Yeah, today when I came over, you weren't there yet, right?
no, I wasn't.
Yeah, Chewy texted me.
Because you went over before you came over
right,
for
and
the
I was going to
podcast,
meet him
right?
there to ride over with him, and he says, well, I'm going to be there in about 10 minutes. I beat him by 2. So I said, well, I'm going to pull my bike in your garage. That's no problem. Open the garage, and there's a girl's bike and a helmet right across where you'd want to pull the bike in. So I got to move about 5 things before I can pull the bike in.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm not smack talking. I have 2 little girls and a wife myself, and I know exactly what had happened there. Oh, and a scooter was there too. But yeah, it's the same thing. I hear you.
But I will say this: my wife is an excellent cook.
Oh, listen to him kiss ass now.
And she likes to wash my clothes.
She likes to wash your
No,
clothes.
seriously,
Really?
I've even petitioned to, hey,
I
will wash my own
clothes.
No, you're not washing your own clothes.
We're having a nice. Oh yeah, sorry.
But as
Go ahead.
far as cleanliness, like I dust, I vacuum, I pick up. Like he saw me, he was in there today. And he
My
saw
wife.
me
I love my wife
picking
so
shit up.
much.
So well,
Go ahead.
there's.
I know. Yeah.
Maybe I should
Just
get some
teasing.
love back for all this stuff.
No
man.
doubt.
Jeez.
Tell her to quit dumping shit in your garage.
Exactly.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
we're supposed to be pissed off and not talking about good stuff.
Right.
We're pissed
That's
off.
true.
He just changed. That's because he's
But
like,
things that piss you off.
you know what
that's
he's thinking
we're
right
talking about.
now? Because see, she's got part of his balls in her purse because he's like, she does listen to this show, and I better back out a little bit to say that. Well, she does, and he said she likes doing his clothes.
No, she
Right.
Leah, we
that's
would
the
like you
truth.
to email the show
That's
and
the
tell
truth.
us how much you like.
If I'm wrong,
She likes scrubbing your shit-stained underwear with a toothbrush. And
actually,
she told me
that shit doesn't happen in my
you
underwear.
got poop-stained
Actually,
underwear.
I've been told by her that I have the cleanest underwear because she's married before.
Uh-huh.
She has told me before, you have the cleanest underwear that I've ever seen.
Dude, how do you do that? You just get black ones so she can't see it?
That could be the thing.
Brown in
Yeah.
back, yellow in front.
I'm actually very, very, whatever. Yeah, dipsticks.
what she said,
Yeah, ass hats.
Oh, God. You want to play a song for her? Go home and sing this to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a third of the garage, basically at my house for my bike and bike-related stuff.
Chewy, I fucking need you more than ever. Oh, yeah. All right, enough of that noise. Anyways, let's get off that subject. But I like to
Yeah.
do that once in a while. Things that piss me off because I've had the talk, dude, and just after 20 years, you're just like, whatever. I just take it. I don't even talk about it.
It's good to know though.
I pick it up, I put it outside, or I put it back in the house, and we just, that's a hint.
The one
That's
thing
another hint that it doesn't belong there. Don't just dump your
right.
shit in my garage. It's the only place that I have left
you know what I
to
should
call mine.
The one thing
Speaking-
that's mine, honestly, that's all mine that I think is my bike.
Right.
Everything. I mean,
True,
don't
true.
touch it. Don't sit on it. Don't go
True.
anywhere near it
What-
unless I'm there.
I'm just thinking
That's
of an
about it.
idea because, like you said, when I come home at night and I go into my garage, there is a bike usually in my spot where in the middle of the garage. So
Right.
what I'm thinking I'm going to do,
Your bike was yours till tonight.
Yeah.
She laid shit up against it.
yeah,
So his bike isn't even his anymore now,
Yeah.
dude.
How do you think it
what
got
I'm
dented?
thinking. Oh, I'm telling you what. Don't get me started on that. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is if I come home tonight and that bike's in the middle of the garage, I'm going to take the bike inside and I'm going to put it in the middle of someone else's room and see if
Oh,
they like that.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
And their
See?
helmet,
Can you
too.
take pictures?
And their helmet too. See if they like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to stir the pot there.
DV at Chewy's house. Chewy's just going to put the bike in there. He's going to take his shirt off, and this is all you're going to hear, dude. That's it, dude. You're going to hear
And
it
I'll
from like,
scream out, "I'm Sergeant at Arms. You do what I tell you."
that's right.
That'll last.
damn it.
That'll last a long time. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I do appreciate though, Chewy? You know what we do appreciate so much? I bet you can guess, our patrons.
Our patrons. That's
And we do
right.
want to thank one of our new patrons. Why don't you thank him, Chewy, personally, for taking action, for just doing it, guys. Becoming a patron. Lawabidingbiker.com/patron, Patron.
Christopher of Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Shout out to Florida, guys. We got
Thank
a lot
you.
of loyal
Shout out
Thank you.
listeners.
Florida.
We love our patrons.
I want to ride down there.
Oh, that would be
That'd
awesome,
be
wouldn't it?
sweet.
We're going to have to put it on our list of rides. We go on a
Yes.
different ride.
Yep.
That's right, guys. They did take action. We put a lot of hours, a lot of time. The content, you guys know what we do, and we try to do it for you. And that just really helps support us, guys.
And we love meeting other people from other states, other people that
Absolutely.
enjoy what we enjoy.
Absolutely. And we get to meet you closer if you become a patron, because you get, depending on what level you sign up over there, you get in a private Facebook group. And
Yeah.
in that private Facebook group, we have conversations that we don't have anywhere else, and
Yes.
we really get to know you. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other benefits too, T-shirts and exclusive access to videos, depending on the level. But for less than the price of a coffee per month, you too can become a patron, and we're ramping that campaign up here in 2015 because if we can bring you this now, imagine what we can bring with even more support, guys. So thanks. Get signed up over there, man.
Absolutely.
All right. And he was one of our newest patrons. We definitely like to thank those guys. Hey, what about this new Gangland Undercover series? Now,
Oh, yeah.
on this Gangland Undercover series, guys, we did a podcast episode. Do you guys remember what episode that was?
I do not.
By chance?
offhand.
I don't remember the number. but
It was
yeah,
only a couple
wasn't
ago.
You and Cuz?
It
Cousin,
was,
Cousin Lurch?
yeah, it was Cuz, Lurch, and I. Let me see. See, this is the search functionality in the website, guys, that you guys can use. All I did is went to lawabidingbiker.com,
72.
and
Easy.
we tell you guys
Beautiful.
this. And we have really, really great. We've tried to make a resource, and people are using it every day. But a lot of people email us, and that's great. Lawabidingbiker.com/contact. But unfortunately, unless you're a patron, we can't guarantee 24-hour response. We do if you become a patron at a certain level and you get in our private Facebook group. And trust me, the patrons know. And then there's a lot of other people in that forum, in that community, in that private Facebook group that can answer your question.
Yes.
We answer your question, but there's also so many smart people
There's
in
more
there.
than just us there, and we don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know everything there is about bikes, but there
No.
are a lot of people that are now involved in this thing that can. If we don't have the answer, there's people there that will answer that for you.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys saw that the
insight
other
you
day.
get, yeah.
And it's become a
Yep. forum.
And a lot of people don't know, in that private Facebook group, if you get involved with it, if you become a patron and donate a certain amount per piece of content, that's a forum. I don't even think you guys know this, Chewy, but you can actually get in that Facebook group, and there's a search bar there, and you can search for like EFI tuners, and anything we've ever talked about EFI tuners comes. It's a forum, and you can search exhaust anything. All of us, even if you get in now, you can see everything we've talked about. So if you're like, I wonder if in that private Facebook group those guys have ever had questions about this, and just type it in and it will be there.
Well, there you go. If you have a question,
Yep.
go to the site.
Go to the
Type it-
site first.
type it in,
Yep.
and look it up. I mean, if
Absolutely.
yeah. So
And that's, I guess, what I was getting at kind of is, in the private Facebook group, it's a 24-hour, we guarantee, but if you want the answer, the site's completely there for you guys. And so you don't have to wait. Just go to that search box on any page, type in, just like I did, Gangland Undercover, and bam, it gives you everything we've ever talked about. Now, that's the only time we've ever talked about Gangland Undercover. If we had talked about it more than once down here, there would be multiple different blogs and episodes. But there you go, 72. See?
There it
Episode
is,
72.
Yep.
And so this was, guys, the 6-part. If you want to listen to that episode, lawabidingbiker.com/72. Of course, for every show, we do show notes like that. The URL, lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number. But Gangland Undercover miniseries, the TV show Facts, Truths, and Information, got a lot of good feedback on that show. But it was a 6-part series. It was on the History Channel. It was claimed to be kind of a documentary. So we're not going to get into that, but it was about Charles Falco, who was a undercover informant, a confidential informant. He was not a police officer.
Not a
He
cop.
was trying to stay out of prison for his own sins and indiscretions in the meth industry. Go ahead.
What I found interesting about the whole thing is,
Yeah.
the first episode,
Because it's over now.
Yeah, it's over. The
Series.
first 6
Right.
episodes is over,
And
and he infiltrated the.
It was the Vagos.
The
first one.
Vagos.
And
Vagos.
and I gotta honestly say, I know I didn't know a whole lot about this motorcycle club.
Nobody
honestly.
really does, because
And-
we don't care about 1%er clubs. But yeah, whatever.
Right.
Apparently,
But we've
they're
heard
a
about-
big club in California.
But we've
Yeah.
heard about Hell's Angels,
Right.
you know the big ones,
Banditos.
and supposedly these guys are a huge club.
In that area.
In that
the
area.
San Bernardino, Southern Cal, yes, but everywhere else, no. There's none around us at all.
What I found interesting about it is this guy didn't really know anything about bicycles.
Bicycles?
Motorcycles. Sorry,
Do you?
motorcycles. He didn't know very much about motorcycles at all.
My bike with no handlebars.
Yeah,
No
I do that
handlebars.
often.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
handlebars.
But
I can
and he
ride my
infiltrated
bike
this
with
club,
no handlebars.
which kind of blew my mind. Maybe because he knew a lot about
Correct.
drugs. He cooked meth and was a criminal. So maybe his criminal mind helped him.
It
but
did. But there's
it
a lot of people that start getting in those biker gangs. They recruit sometimes too, and they don't know shit about motorcycles, dude.
Yeah.
And then they teach them, they don't really know how to ride either, but they apparently teach them their way that they think they know how to ride.
But you would almost think that you would want somebody that has a motorcycle and knows how to ride a
They
motorcycle.
would
Well, they can't
rather
be-
have somebody that's a good criminal than a biker.
I
And then they'll
guess.
make him into
Well,
a biker.
I guess. Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
Can't-
That's
they-
true.
Yeah, they have to have a bike eventually before they become full patch. But did you notice that in the last episode, they give you a little insight? I don't know. Like I said, this was all Hollywood, but
Right.
there was another informant in there
Yes.
that kind of backed him on his story, that kind of helped him
That he was
get
legit.
in, that
Yes.
he was legit when that informant kind of knew that story was a bunch of bullshit. But he said, "Oh yeah, that might have been this guy." So he said, "Oh, I saved your ass on that one." So that kind of, he just fell in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
True that. All good points. Love this discussion. So I get what you're saying too, Chewy. That was my initial thought is, but at the end of the day, because I do have some past of investigating these OMGs. And I think oftentimes it's more important to get the criminal before you get you can teach pretty much anyone to ride a bike. Not good, but as long as they can keep it up and pull the throttle, you know what I mean? That's all they care about, whatever. And, but anyways, so 6-part series, and it did end. I kept up on it. We did the episode on it. So now that it's over, we're not going to spend the whole episode on this. In fact, coming up, guys, stay tuned. In this episode, we're going to talk briefly about this, and then we've got some other really good stuff. We want to talk about a new app and whether we like it or not. It's motorcycle related. But anyways, so I will tell you, and then you guys, why don't you start, Chewy, unless you want me to, but let's do a roundhouse.
I can.
How you thought it ended, what your thoughts are. Did you like the ending? Do you think it has, potential for other things? Did it piss you off? Was the series not done well? Let's just do a real quick roundhouse.
I've done some undercover work, and some of the storyline.
You have, yes, you have. You were in
and
task
it's-
force for a long time.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that is when you're watching these things as a cop. Maybe if you're not a cop and you watch it, you're like, wow, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, but when you come up with the story, if you're going undercover like this, especially deep undercover like this guy was, you have to come up with a story that's pretty much you're going to be able to back and that's reliable. and
Mhm.
and
And you have to be
obviously,
able to talk about it, every aspect of it. You have
and
to
they're
understand it.
especially a group like these guys, they're gonna find out. They're gonna check every single little. If you're telling them this and you're a new guy, they're gonna check that stuff out.
Yeah, but you do understand on that note because they actually create the feds. Because I had a little
Mhm.
bit of dealing with this.
Mhm.
They just create a record for him, bro. So
Yeah.
they can do a triple I check. They can put crimes on there. They can put
Right. But
So it's to an extent, but they can kind of, especially if you're from a different area,
Mhm.
they can
what I'm
wash a
trying to
lot,
get at
dude.
is
Yeah, sorry, maybe
what I'm
I'm
trying to
missing
get
the
at
point.
is that this story, this guy says that one of the members of that club saved him.
Correct. He almost
And
fumbled
so-
on himself.
And I was like, holy cow, because you're going to have to.
He shouldn't have locked himself into that story.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
But
yeah,
as far as the story in the show goes, I liked it.
Yeah, I
And
like
this would be something that I actually, with a family, I could never do this, and I would never take on that type of undercover.
oh no, we're
I-
smarter than
I
that.
couldn't do
that
it
ruins
because-
people.
because I have a
Not
family,
with a family.
and there's no way that would ruin
Every
it all.
book of
But-
every undercover officer that infiltrated an OMG, what is the last chapter of the book? How they got divorced and screwed
Yeah.
their life up.
Yeah.
Seriously,
because it's a full time. I mean, that's all you're doing.
Mhm.
You know, and it's dangerous. It's
Right.
very, any undercover work that you do is dangerous. But back to the show, I think the show was good. I watched it. I thought it was interesting. The ending of the show, what happened? He almost got caught,
right.
Because he told, and that's
Yeah,
the
and see,
mistake
that's
that he
all
made.
Hollywooded
They
up.
Hollywooded
God,
that
this is what
quite a
pissed
bit.
me off
Yeah.
about the show.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But he tells, one of the things they will tell that you tell anyone that goes undercover, you will not mention this to anyone.
Right.
This is because your life depends on
And
this.
his girlfriend.
And he
See-
goes, oh, and she's an OMG.
But we've had CIs do it before. I've
yes.
worked at confidential
You're
informants,
right.
and you've been a handler too.
Yep.
And I don't,
CIs.
Jake, of you, yeah.
Yeah.
And they all
Yeah.
are like eventually come and
He
you're
fell
meeting
in
them, and
love.
they're like, I told my girl, you freaking idiot, that was part of your contract, you moron.
Yeah.
You know how
You
dangerous
just
that is.
voided your contract.
Yeah.
And your,
But I
your
loved
liability.
her. But I loved her.
God.
So, but anyways, I thought the show was good. I watched it. I mean, the ending was, it was good. I mean, he almost got it. He was in there smoking the crap, which
Which they can do.
Yeah,
Technically, they're not
and
supposed to.
And we tell them,
even officers can do that.
we tell
If they have to.
if your
You
life
should.
if your
Your
life,
life's on the line.
depends on
You
it.
shouldn't,
Yes,
but yeah.
if your
Yeah.
life depends on it, yes. But I like the show. I watched it. It was good. I think the ending happened the way that a lot of things do when you do undercover work.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was interesting.
Jakey, what say you? Give us some of your thoughts. Sorry.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a
I'm
badass
head-
song. Why don't I get a cool song like
I'm
that?
headbanging over here.
Anyway,
go ahead.
I'm echoing what Chewy said. I really like the. I did really like the show. It was clear. I say that too much, but from the law enforcement standpoint, when we look at things that are realistic, we definitely see things have been Hollywooded up.
Yes.
like we would say.
Mhm.
And this was clear. And like Chewy was saying, if you're going to go undercover, if you're going to come up with the story, I understand that the FBI is going to give you a backstory, but if you're telling somebody you're a truck driver,
You can't dig yourself
you
in.
better know everything there is to know about being a truck driver.
The
or they're
trucking
gonna
industry.
catch ya.
Yes.
If you're a teacher, if you're whatever you are, so whatever your backstory is, it better be a story.
And he had a good backstory because he
He
was
did.
a meth dealer.
And
he
that's-
just slipped when he
Yeah.
said
Yes.
And
the
that saved his ass.
right.
And I do think that maybe his success, because if you read the history of this guy, it wasn't just the Vagos that he
No, it was
infiltrated.
Mongols
it was
and
two
Outlaws.
others. Yeah. It was his history as a criminal. The fact that he was the guy that could cook meth and could deal it that made him
Mhm.
successful.
And you'll know with dealing with informants, criminal informants, a lot of them who have been in depth and done stuff, they can talk their way into
Right.
anything and out, just about out of anything.
And people that I've used informants where we've used them to bust people, and you think they're burned, and they're back into it in another month, and it blows my mind how they can do it, but they do it. They find a way, and this guy is a guy like that. But how it, I really liked the show. It was a good story. How it ended, I thought it was a little abrupt.
So
honestly.
did I. Thank you.
It was really
I thought it was-
abrupt.
yeah, I thought it was abrupt.
That was one of my comments, Jake. You're right. It was too abrupt. They rushed the shit out of that out of the episode 6.
Well, they
it
took-
was just stupid to me.
Yeah, they took an entire episode to show the guy how he prospected and how he became a member, and then it was like, okay, in 2 more episodes he solved everything and was a vice president.
Right. Yeah. I know. Jeez Louise.
That's years and years of.
He was
time.
in for
3.
My only complaint about the show is this was 3 years of undercover work and they did it in 6 episodes.
Right.
They should have extended it.
And how much did they screw up in their storytelling?
True. They definitely Hollywooded that
Okay.
up.
It did not come down to the very last 2 seconets before they found out that he was an informant and the cops come in and bust the door. It was a little, I get it.
If that was true, they would have shot him
Right.
when they came through the door because they know they're going away anyway.
Right.
So-
it was all the Cameron. So I guess on that point, Jake, and then you can pick back up. I got a thought on that. So I guess I liked it. I took it as soon as I watched a couple episodes, I realized, okay, this is based on his recollection. And then they're making it into, is it a TV show or is it a damn documentary? Quit trying to mix the two. Either show me a documentary so I know it's like the rest of History Channel stuff and it's an actual documentary.
But they want to.
They went at it and then they tried to turn it into half Sons of Anarchy. And it's like,
Yes. What they want to do is draw.
And I like
they
Sons of
wanna-
Anarchy.
Yes. They want to draw people.
and
into
I like the show Gangland, but it's a documentary, right?
They want to draw.
Gangland is a documentary.
Right.
This was in the middle.
They want
That's
to
what I'm
not even then. It
saying.
was
They
more of a
want to
TV
draw.
show.
They want to draw people
Right.
into the show. Is what they
Right.
want.
Right.
Is why they did it.
It was
So,
basically like the movies you see, and there's like loosely based on a true
loosely-
story.
and
Okay.
it was loosely based on a true story.
All this said, it was entertaining enough to me personally. And I know we also infiltrated the Mongols and the Outlaws. I would like to see a season on each of those too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to see it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's 100% accurate on what goes on in the club or how he did it. He's probably trying to sell books, but it was entertaining enough that I'd watch it.
Yep.
Definitely.
It was. I will watch it too. Now that I know what it is, I just wish they would have up front sold it what it was. You know what I mean?
Right,
Just
I thought it was
don't make it a document. I get it. Now I watch it for the entertainment purposes.
There you
You know what I
go.
mean? And I know that half of what's on there is bullshit and that didn't happen that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys think they're going to go on? Because I didn't like how it ended so abruptly, even if I'm just watching it like as a Sons of Anarchy show. I
would
didn't
think
like
that-
it.
I
how
would
it
think that
ended.
they would do if he infiltrated 2 other clubs.
Did
And
Did you
it's-
notice this though?
He did the whole.
What
like-
did he say? What did he do?
Well, I noticed when he left, he kind of smiled, like kind of
Correct.
Like, hey,
But did you notice what he was saying? Okay, at the very end, as the credits are going out, he says, and that was the down, that's when Vagos, we took him down and all that, and that's the story. He goes, then, he said, that's the real story. And then he said, then the real dangerous part started. And it ended, which means,
Right.
so I was thinking there was going to be a 7th. I was like, is this number 6? I'm thinking they're going to show him in WITSEC, in witness protection.
Oh,
because
okay.
that's what he has alluded to. He goes, true. Now the dangerous part started, or now my life really got crazy and it ended. And
Right.
it just ended like that,
I think
dude.
that's what it was. But the question is, did he end up having more issues with the Vagos, or was that when he tried to start going in with the Outlaws and the Mongols?
No, what he did is, if you read, I haven't read the book, but
I
if
haven't
you,
either.
if you look on my article that I wrote, you just go to the website, guys. But I did a lot of pulling from other places too. But so what he did is he went into WITSEC for a year
Right.
and he couldn't handle anymore. And he just said, screw it. He's not even in hiding
he
anymore.
was stir crazy, or
I mean, he's in hiding, but he's not witness protection. Yeah, he went stir crazy. He couldn't do that life anymore. And so then he got a hold of the ATF. He went and did the Mongols. Then he did the Outlaws. And he's not actually, even right now, in Charles Falco isn't in witness protection. He's hiding, but he's not government.
but that's the
Getting government money. But he can't go show his
And that's-
face in
and
Southern
that's-
California. You know what I mean?
that's some of the issue you find when you put police officers in a undercover capacity in those types of things. They end up forming relationships with these people,
But you have to
and
be
they-
a good undercover agent
Yes.
to a point.
and they actually start
True.
becoming. A good undercover person becomes
Right.
one of those guys, and
Man,
that's
it's a
that's
fine
hard
line.
that's hard to recover from. So
Fine line. Any last thoughts on Gangland? And we'll move into this app.
good episode, good series.
You
I
think
would-
it's coming back?
I would watch it.
I think it's
it
coming
is.
back, and they're going to
I
show him
do
on
think-
WITSEC. I
Yeah.
think they're going
I
to show him
think
on
they-
witness protection and how that affected his life.
Anyone listening, I would watch it. It's entertaining. I like it.
It's worth
was
the
good.
watch.
Yeah.
It's no, don't compare it to Sons of Anarchy.
no,
No.
no,
But-
And don't
it's
compare
worth
it to a
watching.
real documentary.
no,
Right,
no.
right.
It's not a real documentary.
It's its
No.
own show.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's its
It's
own
But it's
own
good.
show.
It's good.
All right, guys. So we want to talk about this app. We've had it on the back burner for some time, just because we had so much other content, and we still do. But we definitely want to get to it. They've got a little bit of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and listen to this video, and then take it from there, guys.
There are endless reasons we ride every day. The feeling of the air pushing your chest, the sun bathing your face, the speed, the freedom, the power, the fear, the workout, the environment, the style. That's right. And yes, we know the statistics.
So they're giving some statistics here. Motorcyclists 36 times more likely to be in a traffic accident than drivers.
We keep riding and riding every day, hoping that this will get better, hoping that one day the road would be shared by all, and that day has arrived. The Bike Shield app. Ride. It's gonna be all right.
Oh, she sounds sexy.
She does, doesn't she? It's like one
Right.
of those 1-900
I
ladies.
thought she said, "Ride me."
Yes.
It's gonna be all
Chewy did think that. He was
right.
making the motions.
Ride me. It's gonna be all right.
It'll be okay.
It's ridiculous, you guys.
Oh, man.
So the Bike Shield app. That's what we're going to talk about, guys. And I gave you guys some show notes so that you'd be ready for this.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, you know what? We should let's talk about what it is first, and then I want to watch this video too and listen to the video for the podcast audience, of course. But the Bike Shield app, it is for iPhone, and it is also for Android. And you can go to the bikeshieldapp.com. We don't have an affiliate with these folks, but I have been in contact with them. I told them we were going to do an episode on it, so they may not like my ride me. It's going to be all right.
Oh, it's all right.
Hey, I'm just teasing. They don't give me no money. But anyways, I told them I was going to do it just because I found it and I was interested in it. And it actually got sent to me by somebody in the community. They hit us up at lawabidingbiker.com/contact and told me about it a long time ago, like a year ago. And so these folks are trying to make this app happen. They've had it out. I do have it on my phone. We've done some testing on it. Disregard that. Somebody's calling me. I guess I should put this on Do Not Disturb. I usually do that during a podcast. So anyways, the Bike Shield app, guys, and that was a little YouTube video that we did. And basically, in a nutshell, well, let's listen to this video here, Jake. How about that? And then see what this ABC Action News 7 has to say.
Fear? Being hit by a driver who doesn't see you. But as ABC 7 News reporter Jonathan Bloom explains, a small company is trying to change that dynamic using something drivers and riders have in common: their smartphones.
Maybe it's happened to you. You're driving your car when a motorcycle or a bicycle seems to come out of nowhere. Or maybe you were the one on the bike.
Because he's not seeing me right now. And I thought, well, I have a phone, and he has a phone.
That's how Perry Margolef dreamed up the app called Bike Shield. You download it for free, and you probably only have to open it once.
Put your phone in your pocket or in your backpack, forget about it, and that's going to be sending warning to car drivers that also have the app.
For drivers, the app runs in the background. It automatically turns on when your car starts moving and then warns you a few seconds before you'd be able to see the approaching bike.
Cars have blind spots. They don't realize that there's this bicycle coming, and especially because the speed's very low.
Bike Shield is free for both riders and drivers. The way they'll pay for it is through partnerships, some of those with local governments that could actually make city streets safer.
I was hit 4 times by a car in 1 month.
San Francisco's undertaking a huge to make the streets safer for bikes, but for Bike Shield to make a dent in the problem, lots of people have to use it. So they want to partner with city bike share programs to be built into the Bike Share app and running on city buses.
Especially considering buses and bicycles get in accidents all the time. And so it'll really help us kind of minimize those crash accidents.
They'd charge cities a fee, but give them something in exchange, a gold mine of data.
So that they can have an idea of which streets are being used for bicycles, where do we need to add bike lanes.
For drivers, don't be surprised if Bike Shield alerts soon become an option on your new Android-enabled car or your navigation software.
That's our goal, to become the Waze of bicycles. In fact, we'd love to partner with Waze because they have the cars, we have the bicycles.
Big dreams for 2 guys who are still doing this part-time. Now they're raising money on Indiegogo to make those dreams a reality.
Help us out. This is a free app, and it will be free for everyone.
In Mountain View, Jonathan Bloom, ABC7 News.
All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. Do you want to break this down, Jake, and tell them basically what this app does? Because I mean, that tells a little bit, or I can. It's up to you.
I can tell you from what I understand. I have the app on my phone. From what I understand,
We've been testing it. It's not really developed a bunch yet, but we've been testing it just to screw around with it, right?
Exactly. And I've had it on I've had it on my phone for probably 2 or 3 months now. Pretty much what it does is your phone's sending out signals all the time.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. Do you have it on your phone? Kind of tell the audience what it's all about.
Okay, well, you can download it off of it's free off of your app. I have off the App Store for iTunes. And once you get it, when you go on a ride or
what do you see in there?
What I'm seeing on mine is a choice between bicycle, motorcycle, or a car.
Right. So let's break that down and what that means.
You're choosing what you're in.
Okay.
What kind of vehicle you're going to be riding in.
Thank you.
And so then you choose what you want, and then you start. And what's supposed to be going on is your phone sending a signal out all the time. And if this app is active and it comes within a certain range of another person with the same app.
So let's say you're on your motorcycle and you have your iPhone and you have motorcycle pushed.
Right.
And I'm in my car, my cage, and I'm driving and I have it active.
Right. It should give an audio signal
to both of us.
To both of us. That you're in close to somebody who's might be coming up. It's most valuable, I think, for the.
So set down the beer and start driving straight.
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
Right.
That's exactly
and somebody,
what it's for.
Before you're making a lane change, check your blind spot.
Exactly.
You might have.
Oh, that was loud. Yeah.
So, and that's what its intent is, I believe, and it's. I really like the intent of it, and it really seems to. I understand what they're doing. I mean, I can see limitations to it. And I hope it can be overcome.
Did you see? Oh, go ahead.
For me, I know that if I'm a motorcycle rider, I'm already aware of. I try to be aware of a motorcycle. Could a motorcycle be around?
Right.
So someone that doesn't have this app, it doesn't ride a motorcycle, it's not going to benefit them.
I guess that's the biggest limitation that I see, and I don't necessarily want to go into limitations now, but what I see is the limitations. The people that ride motorcycles are going to love this.
They're more aware.
And the families of people that
Yes.
ride motorcycles might put this on their phone when they're driving their cars, maybe people who have family that ride bikes. But your average person who's driving just a car, there needs to be another hook to motivate them to get this on there.
Very well said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a good
Absolutely.
point because I was had that in my mind at some point in this episode. So you jumped ahead, which is good. Yes, and let me just say, hold that thought, Jake, because I want to come back to it. Don't let me forget it, is what I'm saying. I guess just know that this was originally, you can tell by these older videos, made for bicyclists.
Right.
And then you can tell, to me, and I could be wrong, it looked like they started jumping on the motorcycle bandwagon because there's a whole bunch of more money if you get bicycles and motorcycles, and rightfully so, that it is totally useful for motorcyclists too, and drivers on the road. But you can tell by their older videos, this was spawned out of them.
Yes.
I mean, they even said the originator and the software developer there, they're riding bicycles.
Yes.
And some of their newer videos are showing motorcycles. I think they got smart and went, we need to tap into the motorcycle industry and the money in that industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are having troubles funding it from what I see. That can be difficult, but like Jake says, that's essentially what it is. And we have done some testing. I will tell you guys that if you get this and the company freely admits it, it is it's MVP is what we call it if you're in any kind of business or entrepreneurship type field. And that's a minimum viable product. You get your minimum, that's what they tell you when you develop a product. You get your minimum viable product out. Okay, I want to make this app I want to make it so awesome and I want to make it do everything. And you have all these ideas. Well, what happens is you get into it, you start developing it. You don't have enough money to make it do all that. Every feature that you put when you're coding and building these things can affect another one. I'm not going to get too techie or geeky on you here, but so what they say, get your minimum viable product out. Okay, just
Right.
enough so it works, and then you can start testing and you can find out what works. And as you add one feature at a time, it doesn't break 50 others. And so it's much easier to at least get it in the public's hands. And that's what I see from my research that they did with this. They put out a minimum viable product. They're starting to promote it, which is your next step. They're promoting it. They're getting it on YouTube. They're getting the SEO, the search engine optimization. They're on Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding. It's like Kickstarter, which we'll talk about. I'm on their email list. So they're sending me emails all the time about their productivity and what they're doing and all those kinds of things. And I'm sure if you go to their site, if you guys are interested in that. So that's where we're at with it. So don't expect it, if you guys get it based on this episode that you're listening to, that it's going to be some snazzle dazzle, backflip type app, guys. It's not. And that's why they're trying to do the Indiegogo. You guys have any other input before we move on?
Well, I think it does benefit people. I think that,
it can.
If you're a bicycle rider, if you're a motorcycle rider, those types of people that do that are going to be more apt to get this app,
Yeah, but it all depends on how many people have it. That's what makes it effective.
Yes.
Right now.
And that's the problem, Jake.
I'll be honest with you, I've had it on my phone for a couple months, and I've not had an alert on it yet.
But it's word of mouth.
We're going to talk about this testing. That's good.
Word of mouth, Facebook, all that stuff.
That's what they're doing, though.
You can spread
and they
it.
still didn't make their Indiegogo campaign.
And I think that word of mouth per family, like my family knows that I ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, mine would do it.
And they would spread the word to whoever they, come in contact with, people at work. Hey, you should get this app. This is really cool.
I agree, but how long does that take, Chewy? I'm asking.
It takes a while.
Right.
I mean, it does. But that's how you spread this. If it's not social media, your family members of people who ride bicycles, if they are triathlons or something like that ride bicycles, somebody that has a motorcycle, spread the word. Let them know that this app is out there, because it is a benefit.
No, and I agree.
It is.
I agree.
Is it going to be something that everyone's going to get? Probably not.
My opinion is,
I think it would benefit people greatly.
Well, we agree.
It would benefit me.
We agree.
So that people
I
that
think
don't,
we're all in agreement, right?
It's a great
idea. I think what Jake's more breaking it down, and I agree with you. I think we're all in agreement. It's an awesome app. It's an awesome idea. We're going to get even deeper in it and talk about, okay, that's great. It's great for everybody. And Jake's totally right. How do you get, you're not going to be able to get every car driver.
No.
And unless you do something like where it's standard in every phone, like an Amber Alert system. Which would be real annoying on
this guy.
Because if
this guy is
if you took a percentage of people who are on bicycles, who exercise, and who like motorcycles, it's not going to be a large. It might be a large percentage, but the rest of them
is the app effective then.
Yeah, but where you'll have
if one out of 50 cars has it.
No, it's really not.
Where you could have some success is in your bigger cities, where they're green cities and they have the bigger. I guess they have the advertising campaigns, and maybe buses get involved and other things. But in your rural areas, I just don't see it unless it becomes standard in a phone.
You're correct.
Yeah. Let's go to a little town in Nebraska. Some farmer. Dude, you don't even have an iPhone. Okay. But what in the hell is biker shield? You got tractor shield? We need tractor shield. I got T-boned the other day on my combine. I love Nebraska. I have good friends from Nebraska, but we got to bust their balls. Cornhuskers.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how I know Cornhuskers, because I have a buddy. So yeah, Jake, you're right. And let's just go through initial testing. And remember, guys, like I say, it's a minimum viable product. So we have tested this, and like I say, just take it for what it is. So I've been testing it. I know Jake's been testing it. I will tell you my test, and then you can see if you have anything to add. So I get it, and I've done most of the testing in a car because I just wanted to see, I drive around at work in a car more and stuff like that. So that's just the way I did my testing. It would work the same on a motor. It really doesn't matter what you're on. Here's what I found. I got shit for alerts, which tells me exactly what we're talking about, Jake and Chewy, is that not right now, nobody has it. Not a lot of people have it. I was just waiting for any one alert. Okay. I even then went over to Seattle. I went on a day trip over there. Seattle's a large city.
Didn't
large.
get any?
Didn't go off one freaking time, which means nobody else has it activated. Here's the biggest problem. And again, minimum viable product. And they know this. They know this. Holy shit. It will suck your battery dry like a street horror. It sucks.
It's like
and
having
it keeps
Wi-Fi
sucking
open.
chewy, and it keeps sucking. And
Oh wow, you're getting me excited.
Sorry,
Here,
sorry.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
It's the succubus.
Sorry, it's a sucky app, and dude, it will just fry your battery. And so, with coding, it's just basically running the way I don't know if it's running. It's got to be running via the cell tower to. I don't know what the signal is. I guess
Location services.
Well, that's
probably
odd
using.
because
Thank
you would think that it would suck the I guess if you have the app on all the time, it's just sucking the battery. Not if it goes off to tell you that somebody's there.
But it's gonna
No,
be,
it's gotta
gonna be
be-
like using a GPS all the time.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
it's got to be active now if you want phone to phone
So my question,
alerts.
I guess I do have a question.
Well,
I've
they're going to
noticed-
listen to this episode because I told the company after we're done with our episode, I will send it to you because they were really excited that we were doing this for free.
Okay, I have a question on my experience with it. Say I activate it. They're saying in all the videos and stuff that it runs in the background. Okay, so I say, okay, I'm going to choose my ride. It's a car or it's a motorcycle. But if I sit still very long, like I just activated it when we were talking.
Okay, right.
Okay, and I sat still for
Mine's not activated.
however very long, and it said bike shield deactivated.
Dude, this is a live experience. Sorry.
Yeah, so it
Go ahead.
deactivated on its own, and maybe that's what it's supposed to do when you're not moving.
No, mine, that was another thing I was going to tell you about in my experimentation while driving around.
It deactivated.
Like after a certain amount of time, it deactivates.
Right.
And that's because they don't want you to suck your damn phone battery dry. Because oh my God, I had to plug my phone. And my
Okay.
phone was hot in my testing.
Okay.
Like literally, my phone is hot. And that's because it's working.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, hey, we're going to do a live experiment.
Okay.
I'm going to drive a car. You drive a motorcycle. I'm activating car. Let's see if we can get an alert right in the
You
studio.
better start
here.
running around back and forth between.
Okay, I got my motorcycle's
I'm
active
moving
right now.
Okay, my car's active. Maybe this is why we didn't get it to go off at all. Okay, we are testing it, guys. We'll let you know if it alerts.
And maybe there's a certain speed
Oh.
you have to be at. Did it go off?
There it
I
goes.
heard it. I
Did you
heard
hear
it.
It went off. I heard it.
Hang on. I'm going to hold it up to the mic. Let me see if it goes off again. So it took us a second to activate, but if we had it on. All right. Deactivate. We're deactivating. See, this is what okay. Are you deactivated?
It's deactivated.
Okay, you pick a motorcycle and I'm picking a car. Let's do it. I picked a. See that?
Whoa,
Yeah.
right away.
Did you guys hear? Yeah, I'm sure everybody
Yeah, I
heard
heard
that.
Yeah.
It gave a little motorcycle sound because I was in the car. And so what it's telling me, it gave me a motorcycle sound that says there's a motorcycle near. Hey, this is awesome.
Like a sound of motorcycle pipes. That was actually pretty cool.
Deactivate. Let me ride a bike. You ride a bike this time and I'm going to do the cart. Tell me when you're ready to do
It's
the bike.
deactivated. Here goes.
Okay, hang on.
Oh.
Go ahead. Car, you're a bicycle.
I activated.
So it does a bike bell.
A
Wow.
bike bell. Okay.
See, I never got any of those alerts. I'm glad we
I like
tested it.
that. This is a cool idea if it could get
Oh, yeah.
around.
Did yours
It really-
make a sound on the motorcycle?
I couldn't.
like a car?
I was only really hearing yours. Let's see.
Okay, activate your motorcycle. So if you, and I'm going to activate the car and see if yours makes a car sound. Hold it up to the mic. Tell me when you're going.
I'm still deactivating. Okay, I'm
Okay.
activating motorcycle now.
Activating car. I'm going to hold mine out so they can't hear it. And see if yours makes a car sound. All right, standing by.
I don't think it would make a car sound. It'll make a motorcycle or a bike sound.
I got no sound here.
Well, so what happens is if you're in a car, you either get an alert for a bike bell, or you get an alert for a motorcycle pipes. If you're on the motorcycle or bike, you don't get shit. Then how do you know a car's near? I guess they don't care then.
I guess
So that's
but would
this is good
we
testing.
hear it? I mean, if I was on my bike and had this,
Right, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't hear it
Well,
anyway.
unless it's going through your
But-
boombox system
True,
via
okay.
Bluetooth.
But guys, what this is for
The
Right.
cars.
people in vehicles to recognize when there's a
Correct.
bicycle or a motorcycle around.
But we just did live testing and figured that out, didn't we?
And it
Right.
did.
Right here, live in the law-abiding biker dam studio.
But you know
Bam.
what? Here could be another.
Bam.
Here could be another issue that we haven't talked about.
No, it's bullshit.
But you know, I don't want to down talk this thing because I think this is a great thing.
We're not down talking. We're just
idea.
telling the truth like we always do. We're testing it, giving it our fair opinion.
But here's a problem: if you're in a big city like Seattle, New York, Boston, you know, one of the Florida, Texas.
That's a state.
Big states.
That's right, dude. It's a state.
Big states.
Not a city. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Big states.
Big what?
States, cities. Seattle's a city. States. Big places that you're in where there's a lot of traffic.
Big tits. Go ahead.
I like that too. But if everyone, could you imagine if you have this app and everyone else had that app and how many times your phone would be going off?
Well,
that is a limitation.
True.
Bing, 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 bing. You know, it'd be like, holy shit, I'm throwing my phone out the window.
Because
good point, Chewy.
When I was in LA, it was constant bikes. I mean, imagine if you were on a car and everybody had that, your your phone would consistently be.
You would throw your damn phone out the window.
Good point.
You'd be like, holy cow.
So what that comes down to, and again, minimum viable product. So what they would have to do, and I'm sure they will, if they raise the money via Indiegogo that they need to, is they will code that in there. So if there's bikes, they'll just geocode it, and they'll say, if there's bikes within a 5-mile radius, you only alert once.
There you go.
And they'll do that. That's all coding.
There you go.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. I think that, man, you should be their freaking CEO or one of their product guys because
call me Bike Shield app. I can help. Seriously, I love this, and I could help you. I could.
That would solve the problem. Bikes in the area, that'd be better than constantly.
Right. And they would have to make and again, that comes with money and hiring coders to code that stuff properly. So it, one alert every couple minutes or based on if there's these bikes are this close, then you just tell them they're just one, look everywhere.
Every 10 or 20 miles, give them an update if they're there. I mean,
right.
You could set it. I don't know if you'd want to do that.
There are a profile, there's settings in this app I'm looking at. You can set your email, your date of birth, your sex. Of course, you can have a password. There's other settings. So I assume they're going to make some kind of community, or they're at least within their MVP, their minimum viable product. You can have acoustic vehicle sounds. You can have visual pop-up notifications, which I did get when we just tested it here. I also got visual pop-ups. So if your phone's up on, the dash or somewhere where you can see it like that. Automatic activation. Of course, mine's off because I don't want it activating because my batteries would already be dead. And remember last vehicle used on or off. That's kind of cool.
Do you see the share?
Is that under profile or I do see the share. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you can share via, WhatsApp. So that WhatsApp's been around a long time. You can share via email and SMS. And what do they mean by share? Did you push on it? Oh,
haven't.
That's just a promotional. So to help us make the roads more safe and shield, this is an automatic text message that it just created. It went right into my stock iPhone text app and it said,
Sweet.
Hi, help us make the roads more safe and shield your vehicle. HTTP, thebikeshieldapp.com, hashtag download. So all that is, it's a promotional deal right now for share. They're just saying, hey, share it with your friends and so they can download the app too. Anyways, the dashboard is the picture of the bike. It's very clean. It's a very clean app. It's pretty sexy looking. It's easy to use. It took me like 2 seconds to figure out how to use. What is this down here in the right-hand corner? It's got like you can go to your map. So there you go. So see, it's got Google Maps or some kind of geolocation. It's a little arrow with a compass and you can push it. And it actually took me directly to where we are, which is the studio here. So it's got a map so you could actually see where you are. I mean, they've got all kind. What's this little ring? It looks like a little colored donut in the left-hand corner. Did you push that bad boy?
Yeah, I pushed it, but nothing's going on mine.
Okay, mine either. That might maybe just be their logo or something they're going to do later.
Yeah, I guess that this kind of does show you that when this thing's active, it's going to be like running your GPS and location services all the time.
It's basically like running Google Maps. When you're navigating in your car on a vacation and you have Google Maps turn by turn on, that sucks your battery. That's why I plug my phone in. Well, this is going to do the same. You're going to want to, at this point, I don't know if they can do much more about it, but you're going to want to have your phone powered. If you're on a bike
it's
and
it's in your vest,
it's going to be limiting because of that.
In our previous podcast, we talked about, switching bikes. I was on a bike that didn't have a charger. This would kill my phone in 2 hours or
You
less.
got a 2015 Street Glide Special with a jukebox compartment, biatch. You're
it
golden.
would work there.
Bam.
I'm good to go.
you obviously have to have your GPS on your phone on to do this.
Well, it's
if your location services aren't on though, then it's not going to work because it has to be able to
correct
to identify
find
where
the
you're
phone.
at.
Yeah.
When you download the app, if they weren't, it's going to tell you, do you want to activate location services?
Yeah, you would have to.
But no, Google Apps, you don't have to be running Google. It's already running its own version of Maps. It's probably drawing off a Google Maps API. Chewy's looking at me. Look at him. He's like, what's a Google Maps API?
You're saying it's gonna
it's drawing from something and probably Google Maps API to have their integrated map and all that. But whatever. That's about all I know about that, but that's my guess. So they do have an Indiegogo campaign, and that, if you guys don't know, is crowdfunding. Man, I'm telling you, I'm on the email list. They have been pushing it hard over the last month, trying to get. Looks like their goal was $25,000. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah, and it's 9.
And they got 9,100.
Yeah, they got only 9,100. So
my thing is this,
and they want to keep it free for people. Did you see that? That they also want government funding. They're going after the government and car manufacturers, which I agree they should.
And if they get that, then they're going to have to make it somehow mandatory in phone, somehow standard.
But you know how long, like I said, in big cities, big states, you know how.
I know.
They would have to
how
do.
often that thing would be going off.
Well, like I said, they're just going to code that.
You'd have
just
to
code it. Yeah, I think they can get around that.
It's a great idea. I mean, me as a motorcyclist, that I drive motorcycles a lot. I think it's a great idea, and I have friends that do, they do triathlons, they ride bicycles. I think it's a great idea, but there's some work to be done. I think
exactly, and that's what we're getting at. It's a minimum viable product. So let's get to this. Go ahead, Jake.
The premise behind it, I love it. I would love every person that I'm passing on my bike to know that I'm there. Right. I don't think that they all know. I mean, I know that they all don't know.
No,
that's why we always say loud pipe save lives. This would be even better.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Or even somebody coming into an intersection in the city. If they get this, sound, maybe they'll check,
Totally.
Whoa, I'm in an intersection. Is there a bike? Where's the bike at?
Yep.
Is it behind me? Is it coming,
And exactly. And again, we all think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. I think it's great. Get it, do it, help it. I just go back to what Jake's saying. It's going to be a long time.
Make it feasible
before we can make it applicable for a real life working experience. Again, they raised $9,179 out of 30% funded out of 88 people in 1 month. They wanted a $25,000 goal. Over on their Indiegogo page, the campaign is closed as of this podcast. It ended on March 30th, 2015. Now, maybe they'll do another campaign that on a different forum. I don't know if Indiegogo lets you do another campaign, but they raised part of their money and they had some benefits. You can get some certain things, just like all crowdfunding type stuff. They give t-shirts and stuff like that, depending. And they had a zip bike for if you gave $7,500, but whatever. It is closed as of the podcast. I did give a little bit to it out of the Law Abiding Biker Fund. And because I want to see them progress with the app, I think it was worthy. I think if you guys want to donate or help them, I can't tell you exactly what they're doing at this time, but you could certainly go over to the bikeshieldapp.com and email them, contact them, see if they're doing any other kind of fundraising at this juncture. I think they just want to take it to the next level, but I know what they're trying to do. To me, is they're trying to make it big enough and get their, coding and develop it enough so they can land some government contracts. Because like they were saying, they showed the pictures on the video of the bicycles in the city. They kind of want to make it maybe mandatory on city bikes or rental bikes.
Paul, if you're listening, you're a bicyclist, you and your wife, spread the word to people and let's donate to this.
Where they might find their niche too, which might be a good one, but a good little niche for them. And they kind of alluded to it on their videos, is if they could just get all city buses to have it.
Yes.
And so in those cities where you have your bicyclists that are the ones getting hit and your motorcycle, that might be enough money to get, if they get their government contracts for that, to get this thing going and to work of that out.
That's true.
Because then if I'm biking in Seattle and I know all the city buses have this, I'm going to get it because it's going to save my ass if I'm near that.
Right.
That might be something that really gets
And
it going.
Can you imagine on that? I'm glad you brought up that point. My wheels are turning now. The commercial vehicle industry.
Yeah.
The commercial motor vehicle semis and trucks and, and
school buses.
Because school buses are, city buses are too, but the bigger commercial motor vehicle industry and semis to make it mandatory like they do with logbooks and all that, where you have to have that installed in your truck. And they also alluded to, which I know they're going after the car manufacturing industry, because all these new cars are coming out, and even the Harley Davidson with integrated boom box system, the new infotainment system. Don't forget real quick, our videos over there. Great tutorial videos, #1 ranked, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox, helping a lot of bikers with that system. But they could integrate it with that. Get a hold of Harley Davidson and Harman Kardon, right? And now all the cars, right? They have all the different.
And now all the Harleys coming out have this in there.
Right.
Wow.
So, once they nail some contracts like this company could make an ass load of money. They're trying to keep it free for the end user.
Well, they keep it free for the bikes and the motorcycles, and then they're getting their money out of.
They aren't getting any money yet, but yes,
but if they could get their money out of their city buses and
the commercial motor vehicle industry, the car industry, the government to make it mandatory in cities, or to put, who knows?
And if they could get that much success, then your advertisement would be
right, exactly,
be off the chart.
It'd be all over the place.
And you can tell that's what they're doing. But as of for now, it is in the works. And I whatever you guys want to do, we don't have any affiliation with them. And we're going to send this episode to them. And I give a shout out to the Bike Shield app team.
Shout out.
If they want to get a hold of me, Law-Abiding Biker, 509-731-3548, or just contact us at lawabidingbiker.com/contact. We'd be more than happy to get you on an interview, have, a couple guys in the studio, get them on Skype.
Yeah.
And maybe we've missed some information, or maybe we've misspoken, or maybe they can give us a little more about their direction for the biking community, to see if it's something that the motorcycle community wants to invest more time and effort in.
And us being motorcyclists, for me, I appreciate what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah,
it could be beneficial.
And we've said some things that I'm not going to say they're negative, but we've pointed out some flaws. But I think we all agree that we recognize what they're doing is trying to make us all safer. And we love that.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And I would love to see a day where it was just built into cars.
Oh yeah.
And every time you're around a motorcycle, but it can happen. These things just take time, where every time you're in your car, it just alerts you. It would certainly make me look, especially with bicyclists. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. We're aware because we're motorcycle riders still. To have an extra heads up so I can set my beer down.
Yeah, I think
I'm teasing. I'm not drinking a damn beer.
Throw the badge in the back seat and put the beer down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. Jeez Louise, man. All right. Who are we? The Bike Shield was developed by the TDG company, a startup created in 2014. See, that's new. So they've got time. I'm sure they want to get it going, by a group of enthusiastic people who love bicycles, motorcycles, and above all safety. The TDG company includes people from Los Angeles, California, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and Barcelona and Catalunya, Spain, who rode all over the world. Version 1.0 was launched in September 2014 on iOS and Android platforms. It evolved to version 2.1, which includes automatic activation, trip reports, and interactive maps to help determine safer routes. The Bike Shield community is over 3,000 street users. So again, not a huge amount, which is why it didn't go off in Seattle.
There you go.
But again, like all things, it's the information age, and there's so much information out there to try to, even in here in this industry, the motorcycle industry, we're making a big dent, and we're getting some great rankings and Google stuff. People are finding us, but there's a lot of information to truffle over to try to get your app recognized. You know what I mean? So I know this company is struggling with that. Just getting it. But we believe, they say further, that road safety is as much of a right as it is a responsibility. So there is no room for exclusivity. Therefore, it is important for us to open the Bike Shield communication channel to existing community efforts and infrastructure. These programs and communities include, of course, bike share programs, which we saw in the video, right? City bike share programs, road apps and navigation systems. We've already discussed that. Public transportation. This is all stuff we're reading now. But yeah, they got rewards over there. But that's where it's at, guys. I don't want to spend a whole much more time on it, and we'll close this episode out. But let's go round table. Any last things that you want to tell the audience that you think, we support it, and maybe we can get an interview with one of them. I say go over to thebikeshieldapp.com if you guys want to support it or know more about it. I'll have some links in the show note. Of course, lawabidingbiker.com/the episode number. We'll have links to the Indiegogo, to the videos we played, and all that good stuff. What say you, Chewy?
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great app. Anything that benefits motorcyclists, bicyclists, I'm all for it. But it's hard to get that out and get it pushed and get it to people. So,
here's a quick. Sorry, good. I want to read this real quick. Here's an email I got just today, Chewy.
Okay, let's do it.
And I threw it in the notes. I got it because I'm on that email list. And they said Bike Shield. Oh, did you look what they called me? Hi. What does it say?
Ambassador.
They called me an ambassador.
Are you shitting me?
I don't even know what that means, but I'm a damn ambassador. Jake.
Am I going to bow down
Nice.
I don't know, dude.
The ambassador to the bike. Pretty soon you're going to be an ambassador to. Jeez.
We do love you, dude, but I've never called you ambassador.
Nobody calls me that, but
I've called you ass, but
right, yeah, no doubt, dude.
Don't you get the title Your Excellency when you're an ambassador?
No doubt. All right, after the Indiegogo, so they sent me an email today. After the Indiegogo, it's time to move forward. So they're moving forward, even though they didn't meet their goal, and start with the development of Bike Shield 3.0. This version will include a new algorithm. See what I'm talking about, Chewy?
Much less battery.
Yep.
That will consume much less battery.
That's what you're talking about.
Will
right
be
there.
faster and more accurate than
There
the
you go.
preview version. So see what I'm
There
saying?
you
It was
go.
a minimum viable product.
They're learning.
Yep, they're learning. So I say keep testing it. Did you see the other thing they're doing? Of course, they're tracking it because location services. So they're finding out where most of the motorcycle traffic. It could be really useful for that. Finding out where most bike traffic and stuff like that is. But
they did say that using the location data to let these cities know, okay, this is where your traffic area is, and this is where you need this.
Absolutely right. Yeah, exactly. And you know what I appreciate right now more than the Bike Shield app, even though I think it's pretty cool. What do you appreciate these people? Who are these people? These people are people that gave flat donations. They got involved. They put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank so we can keep this show going down the road. We can keep coming at you hard with this information, guys. They did it. They just went to lawabidingbiker.com/donate and they took action and they're helping us out. They're supporting us for all the long hours we're putting in. Who are these people? Who are these people, Chewy?
First, we got David Curtis of Butte Meadows, California.
Who's the next guy? Jakey. Who is this? Yeah, David Curtis, right?
Yep.
Of Butte. I covered you. Of Butte.
Butte Meadows, California.
Shout
Thanks, David.
out Cali.
Donald Lannon of Wailuku, Hawaii.
Shout out our Hawaii people.
We love Hawaii.
Somebody else just donated from Hawaii on our last episode. God, good people, good people.
And then we have...
we
already thank these
people.
people.
Go ahead.
And it's Friday Harbor, Washington. We like that. Kurt Wagner. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you, buddy.
3 more we want to thank real quick.
Matthew Gata of Chicago, Illinois. Go Cubs.
And we got Ray Maurer of Fisher, Indiana.
And Russell Bowser of Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate, guys. Really, we're putting in a ton of hours for you guys, and that lets us know just the way it works. It lets us know how much you appreciate it, and we can pay the bills to get all this stuff.
We
to
truly
you guys.
appreciate you guys. Really.
We do.
Make it possible.
And what we did there, we just read, we are actually on the other episode, and we read those 3, but they got thanked twice.
Hey,
so
they got
awesome.
thanked twice.
And
Hey.
we should thank them twice.
You
and I
guys
should thank
support
them
us? Yeah, that's right.
a million times. All right, so what was your last deal there, Jake? What were you on? You don't remember?
Oh, with the Bike Shield, like what Chewy was saying, I agree. I think it's a great idea, and I think that once we can make it applicable in a real life situation, I see the benefit of it, and I would support it 100%. I know my family, and I would talk it up.
So there you go.
It.
And the way you do that is, how do we do that these days? We email it to our friends, guys. We get on text
media.
message. They have share things right in there where you can email it. They already have a pre-written message. We start putting it around on Facebook. We put it on Law Abiding Biker Facebook page. We put it out on a podcast now, and we're just helping. And that's how we spread. If you guys want it to happen, it's really up to you. And, I say, we'll see. We'll see if they contact us. And I'm certainly willing to, like I say, Law Abiding Biker already gave, I guess technically it'd be my money, but I gave him a bit of money in the name of Law Abiding Biker community. And so I did for you guys, let them know that we are all listening and watching. But all right, guys. I think that's a pretty good review of that app. Anything?
Yeah, that was pretty good, I think.
Yeah, good.
Guys, thanks so much.
We appreciate the fact that somebody's putting out an app like that.
And trying.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We broke it down for you guys. And again, one of our audience members, somebody in the community gave that to me about a year ago. And maybe not a year ago, maybe last fall, I should say, because it was last fall, because they said they put it out in September of 2014. So I got it, I think it was last winter. But anyways, that's right, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can do the same. See if you can, help us out with content or stuff you guys want to know about. Don't forget the podcast hotline, 509-731-3548, or a voicemail from anywhere in the world, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail.
Hit us up, guys.
Don't forget, guys. That's right. Don't forget, it's been a while. We haven't told you about our B&H affiliate. That's right. Use our B&H photo video affiliate, guys. All your tech needs, computers, video, camera, audio, smartphones, TVs, binoculars, so much more, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/B, the word and H. That's right. That's our affiliate. Just go to that and then bookmark it as B&H Help Lab.
Do it now.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Take action. Do it now, Chewy says.
Do it.
What else does Chewy say? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's right, guys. Just bookmark it. Go to lawabidingbiker.com/B&H. Bookmark it. Call it Help Lab. No additional cost to you on any purchase you make. But that's right. We do get a small kickback.
A little bit.
It does help. And it's easy. It's easier for you guys to do. So, all right. What else we got? iTunes, guys. If you can't do anything else, rate us in iTunes, lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes or Stitcher Radio if you're on the Android side /Stitcher Radio. What does that do for us, guys? It helps bump us up in the rankings so more bikers around the world can find us and they can join the biker revolution too.
Yeah.
Because it is a biker revolution, Chewy.
It is.
Jake, it's a biker revolution.
It is.
Get on board.
Don't copy me, dude.
Jake just wants to go ride his new 2015.
I'm itching
Street
already.
Glide Special. That's right, Vivid Black.
Vivid.
Nice.
Vivid Black. And Chewy just wants the dent fixed in his fender.
I do.
All right, guys. Peace out. We love you guys so much. Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.
There we go.
We're
See you
out of here.
guys.